All right, hello.
Okay, welcome back, Tank. Can I ask you a question?
Yes, sir.
What do you think socialism is?
I saw this in your chat. God damn it. I can't define socialism, but
What is, if you could ballpark a
socialism
definition, what do you think it is?
socialism is when the state is controlled by a single person or no, not a single person because that's a dictatorship, a government.
Mm-hmm. No. Okay, so the definition of socialism is a range of economic and social systems characterized by social ownership of the means of production and workers' self-management, as well as the political theories and movements associated with them. Social ownership can be public, collective, or cooperative in ownership or citizen ownership of equity. The idea is there are no rich motherfuckers and CEOs who own companies and corporations. Instead, the corporations and whatnot are owned by the
Yeah,
public.
nobody's rich because the government takes all their money.
No, I never said there doesn't even have to be a government. No, the means of production. Wait, read this again. Listen to this again. Socialism is a range of economic and social systems characterized by social ownership of the means of production and workers' self-management, as well as the political theories and movements associated with them. Social ownership can be public, collective, or cooperative ownership, or citizen ownership of equity. There is no government takes the money from you and distributes it. That's not how it works. People own the means of production as a collective, and they distribute the wealth themselves appropriately based on how much their labor value is worth. We see this in
Okay.
action today in America. Like I said, do you know what a worker co-op is?
Mhm.
There's a ton
No,
of
not really,
exam
but yeah.
Okay, there's a ton of examples across the country of successful businesses that are worker co-ops where there is no CEO. There are no managers. Everyone just works together. However much their labor is worth, they get paid that. It's kind of like a proto-socialist system, but they exist. There's examples that are in America. They're just businesses, and
Give
trust
me
me.
one.
Fuck, what was that hold on, what was that one business that people brought up in chat? Mondragon. Yeah, Mondragon is one of them. Hold on, let me send you a link to that. I think it's like Dragdon, sorry. Here it is. It's the Mondragon Corporation. The Mondragon Corporation is a corporation federation of worker cooperatives based in the Basque region of Spain. It was founded in the town of Mondragon in 1956 by graduates of a local technical college. Its first product was paraffin heaters, which are basically like it's a space heater basically. It's the 10th largest Spanish company in terms of asset turnover and the leading business group in in Basque country. I can't pronounce it. At the end of 2014, it employed 74,117 people in 257 companies and organizations in four areas of activity: finance, industry, retail, and knowledge. By 2015, 74,335 people were employed. Basically, this is a worker co-op. Well, it is a worker co-op. There are no
Where where
CEOs.
does where does it doesn't Wikipedia says nothing about it being a worker co-op, but just explain. Just explain.
Explain what a worker co-op is, or explain how it's
No,
a worker.
explain how it's a.
It is a worker co-op. They
Explain
identify.
how it is.
Okay, a worker co-op is a business in which it is not a corporation. There is nobody who owns the means of production. The workers own the means of production, and they produce and they work, and however much their labor value is worth is how much they get paid. There is no manager. There is no there are managers, but they don't get paid more than the workers. There is no CEO at the top of the board who takes all of the money and becomes a billionaire. There's no billionaire that controls Mondragon or owns Mondragon. The workers own it.
Why would the workers? Okay, you know what?
Wait, it literally says it in the. Actually, wait. You asked how is it a co-op? It literally says it in the definition of the company. Hold on. Let
It's a
me.
cooperation. Cooperation. Okay.
Yeah, it's right here. It says
It's an organization, usually a group of people or a company authorized by the state to act as a single entity,
mhm.
a legal person in legal context and recognized as such in law. Certain purposes, early incorporated entities were established by charter. Most jurisdictions are now to create corporations.
Mhm.
McDonald's is a corporation.
McDonald's is a corporation. It's not a co-op. We're talking about cooperative federations here. Mondragon is a cooperative federation. McDonald's is a corporation. There's a CEO at the top who gets all the money and who's a billionaire because they fucking own McDonald's.
Okay.
Uh-huh. So, once again, there is no government. The government's not taking people's money and distributing it to people who don't work. It's not what it is. No one's getting getting things handed to them. If you work, you are producing labor value, and you will be compensated for how much your labor value is worth, which is how much you produce, or a large segment of how much you produce for who you work for.
Hold on, my brother's raging over Fortnite. Give me a second.
Uh-huh. Co-op Mickey D's. Co-ops are not corporations. No, they're not. We're trying, chat. We're trying. Explain to him what a co-op is? Sure.
Alright, hello? Okay.
Alright, cool. So, I'm going to explain to you
If he yells, it's not my fault.
You're okay. I'm going to explain what a cooperative is really quick. A cooperative, also known as a cooperative, co-op, or co-op.
Bro, why are people getting so mad in your chat?
Because you've been saying some dumb things. Is an autonomous association of persons united voluntarily to meet their common economic, social, and cultural needs and aspirations through a jointly owned and democratically controlled enterprise. Cooperatives may include businesses, organizations managed by people who work there, so no CEO, multi-stakeholder or hybrid cooperatives, second and third tier cooperatives, platform cooperatives, these are all different forms of cooperatives. The idea is you aren't living in a capital. If all the companies, all the businesses in a society or in a non-capitalist society are cooperatives, nobody is forced to get a job because they'll fucking starve to death. They work voluntarily because instead of just, oh, damn, he's raging. So instead of working...
he's mad.
It's all good. I know that feel. So instead of working a minimum wage job because if you don't, you're going to fucking starve to death, instead you're working at a cooperative voluntarily. Your say is worth as much as all your coworkers. You get paid however much your work is worth. You're not just working, you're not slaving, essentially being a slave for a CEO who's getting most of your labor value, most of the money that you're producing, and giving you a tiny little crumb of how much you're actually worth.
Okay, I see what you're saying now.
Okay. So what do you think of capitalism now? Do you think it's... Okay, yeah, actually, no, there's one more thing I need to cover. Other iterations of communism and socialism that have taken place in the past. So, two big examples of where socialism and communism have gone wrong are the USSR with, Stalin, and Cuba, communist Cuba with Castro. These were examples of times when communism went really, really wrong. Millions dying from starvation.
Communist dictatorship is what it was.
Yes, the problem here isn't that it's communist. The problem is it was a dictatorship. When you have one person who is a dictator and charge of everything...
communism... Liam, settle down. I never get mad anymore.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that kid.
Got him.
Hold on, give me a second. I can't say this on stream.
Come on, we got 116 people watching, man. We gotta do this. Cuba wasn't even that.
Alright, fine, okay.
Yeah, Cuba. Well, so the problem is,
somebody in your chat just spelled Cuba with a K. Ban them.
Nice meme. Well, no, it's because it was a meme. Yeah. So basically, the problem you have with these examples isn't because it was communist. The problem is because it was a dictatorship. And when you have one person in charge of everything, almost like is making all the decisions, bad shit happens. For example, there was a really good Salmonella Academy video on this.
In communism, the government makes all...
No, that's not how communism works.
That's is how communism works.
Do you want me to read you the definition of communism?
Sure.
Okay, let's bring it up. In political and social sciences, communism is the philosophical, social, political, and economic ideology and movement whose ultimate goal is the establishment of a communist society, one in which a socio-economic order structured upon common ownership of the means of production, and the absence of social classes, money, and the state. The government doesn't own everything in a communist society. The people do. There are no more social classes. There's no upper, middle, and lower class. You don't have any poor people who are rotting on the streets eating their own shit, and you don't have any rich people who are literally eating gold-flaked food. I don't know if you know this, but there are literally restaurants you can go to where rich assholes eat food that is plated in gold. So you don't have any of that, and you don't have people dying of starvation on the streets.
Don't worry, I watch YouTube.
Instead, everybody is more what we would consider nowadays middle class. So you're able to afford electricity, internet, a nice house, a nice computer.
That's why, because what the government does is
no,
it takes.
You're getting it wrong already. This isn't what communism is. The definition doesn't. Nope.
It takes money from high work. It takes money from distribute out through different people.
No one's taking anybody's money. That's not how it works. You work, and what's happening now? People are having their money taken now and given to the rich people. That's what's happening right now. When you work your job, you're having your money that you should be making. If you're out plowing a field as a or as like a fucking let's say you're working as a cashier, you're making your you're making your employer like $100 an hour, and you're making $15 an hour if you're lucky.
Okay.
And $85 and $85 is going up the chain to your CEO.
Okay. You know what? Finish, and then I'll explain my point.
All right, we got 125 people watching right now. It's good memes, okay? So you're working and you're producing, say, $100 an hour of money, and you're making $15 an hour. What's happening is that $100 an hour is going straight to your CEO. Some of it's putting a tiny bit of it is starting to be put aside. It gets put aside for like paying for electricity and stuff like that. The rest is like a tiny fraction of it's being given to you. The rest is taken from you and kept by a rich CEO. You're already people are already having their money taken away from them. Communism is when the workers own the means of production. There are no CEOs who own the stores, who own the products that are being sold or being produced, or the supplies that make the products. Nope. Once again, nope. The people do.
Then who owns them?
The people do. The workers. There is no CEO.
Then how does the government get money?
The government works off of taxation.
Exactly, and how much is taxation in communism?
Generally, it wouldn't have to be all that much as if there wasn't rich people to exist that get massive tax cuts.
Okay.
I know, right? So the idea is, and communism, so socialism and communism are somewhat similar, but socialism is not communism. So socialism is a range of economic and social systems.
I want to say something before we get into social.
Okay.
Explain why people in Hong Kong want to get out of there so bad.
Because it's authoritarian.
Get out of communist China.
Because it's authoritarian. They don't have the right to protest the government. They don't have the right to protest the government. They don't have freedom of speech. It's authoritarian.
It's communist.
No, it's authoritarian.
What's authoritarian?
What they have a problem with is the fact they don't have freedom of speech. The government doesn't let them have freedom of speech.
Which is communism.
You can't. No, it's not. I just read you the definition of communism. It is where the means of production are owned by the workers, and revenue is generated by the working class and kept by the working class. It's not communism. What you have a problem with is authoritarianism and fascism, where the government controls everybody and says what you're allowed to say and what you're not allowed to say.
My internet just went out. Explain what.
Okay. You have a problem with authoritarianism and probably fascism. I assume you would have a problem with fascism if you have a problem with authoritarianism. We'll get into fascism later. China isn't... Oh, yeah, I forgot. Yeah, China isn't even commie anymore. China isn't even communist anymore. No, basically... No, you have a problem with the fact that China and the people who want to get out of Hong Kong have a problem with the fact that they don't have the right to freedom of speech. They can't legally protest
Okay,
the government,
so
and they.
if communism is so great and then why are they coming to America? If capitalism is
Because
so
they're
bad
allowed to,
and
because
communism,
in America you're allowed to speak against the government. At least you have freedom of speech. Has nothing to do with the economic system of America generally. It has to do with the fact that they actually have freedom in America.
And that's because no one wants to live in an authoritarian society.
Yes.
Pretty much.
what's another? Okay.
There's authoritarian and there's libertarian. We're not talking about authoritarian here.
I don't
You're
know why
thinking
you.
of authoritarian.
Also, Tech, I don't know why you brought up Hong Kong. It's a capitalist hellscape. Hong Kong isn't a communist country. Or communist nation.
I'm talking about the protests.
Yeah, they have a problem with the, like, do you know what the protests in Hong Kong are about right now, right?
Mm-hmm.
Let me actually read you an NPR article right now. Violence
NPR?
returns to National Public Radio. Violence returns to Hong Kong as police fire tear gas and protesters fight back. After a stretch of relative peace in Hong Kong, a standoff between protesters and riot police became violent again on Saturday. Police fired tear gas and pro-democracy. It's because it's not a democracy. It's a fucking authoritarian rule. They don't have democracy. They don't get to vote. They don't have freedom of speech. They don't get to criticize the government. That is what they are arguing for. It is pro-democracy demonstrators, not anti-communist, especially because Hong Kong isn't a communist nation. It's a fucking, as somebody in chat said, a capitalist hellscape. You do realize Hong Kong is where a shit ton of American manufacturing has been outsourced because they don't have any anti like they have sweatshops and stuff in Hong Kong because there's no they have a free market essentially. And when you have a free market, you have sweatshops and, well, no democracy. You have what's happening in Hong Kong. That's what happens when you have a free market.
Mm-hmm.
Like, the example that you brought up is what happens when capitalism goes haywire, essentially. It's wage slavery. Literally the example of Hong Kong that you brought up is what happens when capitalism is unleashed and allowed to is allowed to operate without any government intervention. Hyper-exploitation.
Mm.
Are you playing Fortnite right now?
No.
Okay. Like, I don't know what to... Like, so here's the problem. Okay, so this isn't like a you thing. I'm not trying to be mean here. This is just the majority of people. The majority of people in America are very... There's this thing called the Overton window, which is essentially the spectrum of politics as they are in certain places in the world. And the Overton window in America is shifted very far right. You probably think that liberalism, like being a liberal, is like a left-leaning ideology, right?
Liberals. Explain that again?
So you probably think... Oh, sorry, really quick, I had a donation. Ariel Fernandez, thank you so much for the $5 donation. Says Latin America has a history of right-wing pro-capitalist dictatorships that were supported by the U.S. and South Korea. Also had a dictator. Oh, yeah, 100%. Every time... I should give you an example. So, like, basically every other example you could possibly ever bring up of a failing communist or socialist economy in the world, the problem was that America came in and there was American intervention. And they, like, put into power some sort of fucking military dictatorship.
Why do people want to get out of North Korea?
Because
Isn't North Korea communist?
It's a totalitarian dictatorship.
Oh, yeah, never mind.
Like, literally every example you're going to bring up, it's because there's some fucking dictator at the top of it that tells everyone what they're allowed to do and what they're not allowed to do.
And besides, you can't come to America if you're North Korean.
Well, yeah, they'll murder your family.
Yeah.
Yeah, so the problem here...
Okay, then what about Soviet Russia?
Soviet Russia? It's not communist.
Oh my god, never mind. Soviet Union in the 1950s.
Yeah, Stalin. Stalin was the fucking dictator who controlled everything, and you weren't allowed to speak out against the government. He also murdered gay people and Jews.
Okay.
We don't have a problem with communism here. We have a problem with dictatorships and fascism. Like, you don't have a problem with communism. I hate to like read it. Like I can send you the Wikipedia pages for socialism and communism, and I'll let you read until you come across something specifically that you have an issue with. Here, let me DM it to you right now. So here's the Wikipedia page for socialism. Here's the Wikipedia page for communism. And here's the Wikipedia page for cooperative. Tech, was that you? Hey, Jordan Smith, thank you so much for the subscription. Stalin invaded Poland with Hitler. Yeah, I know. The thing that is that economically, Soviet Union wasn't, yeah. The Soviet Union wasn't communist economically. Oh, Tech got yeeted to general? Okay, I don't know what just happened. I think he just got yeeted on accident. Okay. So I just sent you links to 3 different Wikipedia pages. I recommend you check them out. One's for communism, one's for socialism, one's for co-ops. So, your problem isn't with socialism or communism. Every single example you've brought up has been examples of... Oh shit, Ashen Law is live. Let's raid her chat. We got 115 people watching. I want all of you to raid Ashen Law's stream right now. Everybody go to this stream and say Pig Puncher sent me or Pig Puncher raid.
Hello, Gaz.
Everyone spam Pig Puncher raid.
I'll probably adjust their volumes in a little minute.
Tech, are you there?
I am here, yeah.
But doesn't she like start with jungle?
Dude.
Jungle item.
I just wanted the minions, dude. Blitzcrank is too fat.
Okay.
I couldn't order them.
Pig
I have
puncher.
to order them.
Yeah. Really quick,
What's your...
one second. Hold on.
My bad.
I have my audience Pig Puncher rating this streamer.
Oh,
I want to see when she notices she's in a
Okay,
fight
that
right
makes
now.
sense. Alright.
Keep spamming
I
it,
don't have a
boys.
shield. Okay.
Keep spamming it till she sees it.
Pig punch raid trans rights. Guys, thanks for coming to say hi from Pig Punch's stream. Please be appropriate in my stream.
What's in Flash, did he?
She doesn't.
What's okay in one stream is not okay in
Don't say
another.
trans rights. She
I
doesn't
don't
go
wanna
into
be rude,
politics.
But please be considerate to other people's feelings.
Yeah, don't say trans rights in her stream. She won't say it. She doesn't get political in her stream whatsoever. Okay. All right. What are you saying?
What's your opinion on the
on
Mexican-American border?
Oh, I think it's stupid, and I can prove it mathematically.
What do you think is stupid?
Okay, literally every single economist worth their salt has gathered the data and come to the conclusion that illegal immigration from south of the United States-Mexico border results in a gross benefit to the economy. Because they're coming here and so essentially the idea is that if you have like an illegal immigrant who comes to America, most immigrants don't actually just like illegally cross the border. They come to America through like expired green card, or not through like work visas and stuff. They overstay work visas, so a wall wouldn't really do anything. So we'll get into the wall in a little bit. They come here legally and then overstay a work visa. That's how most illegal immigration happens. And then first-generation illegal immigrants, they do typically result in a negative amount. Like it affects the economy negatively because they consume like social benefits and whatnot. But their children, the children of these immigrants, end up creating so much more revenue from working that they end up not only making more money than how much their parents took from the government and from the economy, they end up making more. So every single economist has come to the conclusion that illegal immigration from south of the United States-Mexico border is overall beneficial to the economy. The problem is Donald Trump doesn't care about that. He's literally fired every single, I think he's fired 4 different economic advisors in the past couple years. He's been president, he's gone through 4 of them because they say, illegal immigration is actually benefiting the United States economy, and then he would fire them
the first
because
word of that is illegal.
why do you think it
It's
matters?
still
Wait, hold on,
not
Tech.
allowed.
Hold on, you just said something really stupid. Let me read this donation though. Ariel Fernandez, thank you so much for the $5. Says, did you know in 1990 when Augusto Pinochet left office, Chile had a lower GDP per capita than Cuba? Holy shit, yeah. Okay, so the problem is you've just said that it's bad because it's illegal. You do realize how stupid that is, right?
No, I said it's illegal,
Uh-huh.
and there's a reason it's illegal.
Why is it illegal?
Because I don't really want to get into
There's
this
literally no
argument.
reason why it's illegal. Literally every single politician that has pushed for the separation or for the creation of this border and like the walls and the fences there's been a significant amount of evidence to suggest they're racist and they just don't like brown people, because all of the evidence supports the fact that illegal immigration, but immigration in general coming from south of the United States border is beneficial all around. Illegal immigrants from Mexico commit less crime than native-born white people in America do, and they generate more revenue for the economy than native-born white people do. It's literally beneficial across the board when you look at the actual statistics and facts, and Trump has fired or had their economic advisors resign every time an economic advisor that's worked for him has suggested that the wall is a bad idea. He'd either fire them or he wouldn't listen, and so they would resign because they'd be like, he has no idea what he's talking about.
Lots of terrorists come through that border as well.
No, they don't.
You know that, right?
You understand that terrorism is like a massively overblown issue. We can talk about the crime
Overblown.
statistics.
Like
Yeah.
most like terroristic or like things that you would consider terroristic acts are done by white people.
Well, yes,
From
but we're currently seeing a massive rise in like far right wing conservative terrorism right now in the United States, like shooting up malls and mosques and churches and stuff like that. So
Walmart.
Good meme, Comrade Courtney. Yeah, so basically, when you talk about terrorism, the majority of terrorism that is done, or the majority of non-white terrorism that is done in the Western world is done from immigrants that come from North Africa, and they're going into Germany and the UK and France. They aren't coming to America. There is no terrorists coming from the southern border. Like, it's a statistically, I really hate to tell you, but, like, conservatives have historically just been extremely racist, and they wanted any excuse to like, keep brown people out. Back in, the 60s, or, like, the Reagan administration, I think it was, they did this thing called the Southern Strategy, where, it started to become way less, like, society started to accept racism a little less, and so Republican politicians couldn't just call black people the N-word and stuff. Instead, they started to have to use, what are called dog whistles, where you say what you mean, but you say it in a way where, while yes, the people who agree with you will understand what you're saying, but people who don't understand it won't. So
you're saying all.
Could you repeat that?
So, what you're saying is that Republicans are racist.
Majority of them are, yeah. Usually, like, old white dudes typically tend to be pretty racist. Is that something you disagree with?
0 sense.
Why?
Yeah.
You don't think that old white dudes tend to be racist?
I mean, no.
Why not?
I mean, if you look at President Trump, he's pushed to have more. I'm just gonna say, like, black people employed.
Can you give me an example?
No, I can't. I can't give you an example, but yeah,
Alright, so the problem here is that there's a massive amount of evidence that suggests Trump's racist, and I can go through some of it now. Like, you can literally go from everything from, like, his actual, like, policies, like trying to build the wall.
Where are you getting this evidence?
I'm about to explain it. So you can go from just his policies where he's trying to build the wall, despite the fact that all of his economic advisors have said it's a bad idea and that we actually benefit from illegal immigration from south of the border. Instead, he just comes up with...
He doesn't want illegal immigrants in the U.S.
Why is it bad that they're illegal? Why is it illegal? Why is it bad?
1 second.
He won't be able to explain this.
Bootlick.
Well, illegal immigrants are bad, and we should keep them all legal. I know, right? You've activated your card. Trap-tard. It's racist to say that 3 U.S. congresswomen of color that were born in the U.S. to go back to where they came from. Yeah, that's a big one, too. Oh, thank you. Start putting examples of Trump being racist in the chat, please. I want to list them off. God damn it. This video is going to be a pain in the ass to edit now, because tech keeps leaving. Potentially. Someone just DM'd me.
Pig puncher. I don't know why you're trying to be a leftist. Like, white people can't be leftists.
I know. Ariel Fernandez for $2 says overstay visas. Well, yeah, that's illegal, but I'm trying to ask him why is it bad that they are coming here illegally? And why is it illegal? Why does he think it should be illegal? Because I'm going to eventually go to the why do you get your moral system from the law? So do you think that murder is illegal just because it's, or do you think murder's bad just because it's illegal? If it was legal, would it be okay? Like, it's stupid. He's arguing it's bad because it's illegal. It's just appealing to the fact that it's a stupid argument bootlickers make. God, I just popped every bone in my body doing that. Trump took a picture smiling with a widowed baby after the El Paso shooting. Yikes. Oh yeah, in 2 days, Classic WoW comes out. I think it's on the 26th, and me, Frozen, if any of you guys who are watching right now are going to be playing WoW Classic, make sure you get on the Fairbanks US server, because that's the server I'm going to be playing on, and I might start a guild for fans, and I want to play with a big group of fans when the servers go up. I might do like a full-on, probably like a fucking, it'll be Monday when... Yeah, oh no, it'll be Monday. Cool. Yeah, so I'll probably do like a 10, 15 hour long stream straight of just playing WoW. I'm Alliance. I'm sorry. I'm playing Alliance Human. Because I played an Alliance Human Warrior back when I was 6 years old, and I played WoW or I might have been 7 back when I played WoW for the first time in 2006. It was WoW Classic, so I want to recreate that. But no, I'm more of a Horde guy, and I prefer the Horde in WoW in general. I'm just trying to recreate my experience when I was younger. I play a Blood Elf monk on my main thing. Trump today forgives debt loans for disabled veteran. First good thing for he's done in years. That's true, yeah. I'm gonna go through my Snapchat. And no, you guys cannot have it. My Snapchat is private. There's nothing that indicates that I'm Pig Puncher on my Snapchat, so you won't be able to find it either way. Ooh, Bear Hospice with the Tier 1 subscription says, hey, Pig Puncher, I busted my chin last night. Ooh, damn. When I got really pissed drunk and fell on the floor, I got a pretty nice gash, and it actually looks really badass. But it sucks either way. Anyways, how can I blame you on the how can I blame this on the capitalist? Busted your chin last night, got pissed drunk and fell on the floor. Blame it on the alcohol company, I guess. The company that produced the alcohol that you made. But thank you so much for the Tier 1 subscription. I really appreciate it. Public Snapchat? No, I never even use my private one. I don't even want to give out my Instagram because I never use that either. Trump accused Obama of not being a U.S. citizen and hyped up fears of Obama being a Muslim terrorist from Kenya. Yeah, I know. Alright, thank you for these examples. Where the fuck... Not the alcohol company, but the company that made the alcohol that you were drinking. Blame them. Fuck, is tech even coming back? Uh-huh. Hey, Cindy, unmute yourself. Let's talk. Stream's getting...
What you want to talk about?
What's your take on this debate so far?
I think like most people, he's just like really uninformed and like privileged, I guess.
Yeah, we're bread pilling him though.
I think you're getting to him a little bit.
We're getting there. I mean, the main thing is he's learning. Hey Tech, are you back?
Somebody I'm playing with just meteor striked in real life.
Meteor
hello.
strike. Okay.
Meteor strike.
All right, Tech. So I have a shit ton
Bro,
of
bro, hold up. Let me. Actually, wait, no, go.
Okay, I got a shit ton of examples of So I want your last argument that you said was that it's bad because they're illegal immigrants. They're coming here illegally, and we're gonna get to that in a second. But first, I wanted to establish that Trump is in fact a racist. So yeah, basically the Mexicans are rapists comments, implying that American Jews should respect and venerate the Israeli government, which is extremely fucked up. Bring up the fact that it was legal in the U.S. to shelter runaway slaves. Oh yeah, I already know that.
All right.
Did you hear that?
Hold up.
Sorry,
I gotta play the cash cup in a bit, but we can actually no. I don't have to do it right now, but soon I'm gonna have to play the cash cup.
Alright, okay, cool. Are you still here? Tech?
1 sec.
Potentially.
What's up?
Let's check Twitter. I usually have some dumb shit in my mentions. Censorship coming across the border for our troops. You never get the feeling some people were born by mistake, because this definitely makes me think yes. That's the first one, estimate.
All right, I'm back.
Yeah, I'm just
Okay.
reading through my Twitter notifications really quick. Okay, so here's the thing. I'm gonna read some of the examples of Trump being racist. So obviously there was the Trump when Trump said Mexicans are rapists, murderers, thieves, and he assumes some of them are good people. Kind of yikesy, but definitely not the worst one. When he accused Obama of not being a U.S. citizen and hyped up fears of Obama being a Muslim terrorist from Kenya, that was pretty yikes.
Where is all this coming from? Is there any proof?
He literally said it. Do you want me to send you an article about it, or send you just the quote?
Do you realize that quotes can just be written? You realize how much fake news there is today?
Tech, you're gonna make me shoot myself in the fucking head. I swear to God. You do realize that if like a mainstream news organization makes up a quote that someone said, like they can literally be like sued massively. It's libel. They can be sued. Trump can absolutely sue them if they commit libel. But if they go to court and Trump can't prove that he didn't say that, which is, you know, because he did, then they're fucked. And most of what Trump says is made public anyway. He can't help but like say stupid shit. Here, could you guys repost, because chat's moved by quite a bit since then, could you repost this? Oh yeah, the shithole countries, the shithole African countries things. Oh sorry, when he said that the immigrants that are coming to Sweden are coming from shithole African countries, that was a yikes. Sending the video of Trump saying it? Okay, yeah. Here's some of the here's some of the quotes from Trump that he's made that are pretty fucked. About Obama when he was claiming that Obama is from Kenya in 2011. He said, and these are direct quotes, "Why doesn't he show his birth certificate? There's something on that birth certificate that he doesn't like." Then in 2011, he said he spent millions of dollars trying to get away from this issue, millions of dollars in legal fees trying to get away from this issue. And I'll tell you what, I brought it up just routinely, and all of a sudden, a lot of facts are emerging. I'm starting to wonder myself whether or not he was born in this country. He doesn't have a birth certificate, or if he does...
Jordan Smith, thank you for the subscription.
Are you streaming?
No, I read off yours.
Wait, who subbed?
Jordan Smith.
Where? Oh, on YouTube?
I'm on your website right now.
Wait, did it not pop up for me? What the fuck? Did I... Wait, did I not... Hold on, I'm pissed. Why didn't it show the subscription pop up? Bear Hospice is the last person who subbed for me. What did the subscription say?
Jordan Smith, thank you for the subscription. Thank you for
Uh-huh.
Somebody just posted a link to a video when it was CNN. That's a yikes.
You think CNN's fake news?
Mm-hmm.
Give me an example of CNN being fake news.
Oh, I want to pull up a link.
Uh-huh. Potentially. Can we get some smooth brains in chat? Don't get me right, I don't like CNN, but when you say CNN is fake news, it's pretty yikes.
News can't be fake
Well,
in most cases.
well, here's
Are
like,
you
here's
dumb are you dumb or are you stupid?
well, Tech, you're the one
White.
saying very stupid shit.
Yeah, dog. Like I don't know what to tell you. Like,
Tech, if CNN was making up quotes about Donald Trump, mind you, this is literally a video. It's just a video of Trump talking, but it's on CNN's channel, so you're saying it's fake news. This is literally just
let me definitely.
they deep faked it, Pig Puncher.
Obviously, yep. They deep faked it. Here's some CNN fake news of Trump's deep fake being racist. Hey, Don Lemon. I love this dude.
It's only fake news when he's racist.
Only then. Here, Tech muted himself. He's or something, or deafened himself.
Potentially.
Alright. That video, the first 30 seconds,
Uh-huh.
I mean, it's kind of true.
What do you say? Hold on, let's watch the first 30 seconds you said?
Mm-hmm.
Alright,
It's timestamp 0 to 032.
Alright, let's watch this. Let's watch this.
This is the line that has brought Donald Trump so much attention and trouble.
And then after
When
this,
Mexico sends its people,
gonna leave.
Hold on,
they're
hold
not
on.
sending-
Come on.
Thanks for the debate.
Wait, hold on.
sends
Alright,
its
after this,
people,
after this.
they're not sending their best. They're not sending you. They're not sending you. They're sending people that have lots of problems, and they're bringing those problems with us. They're bringing drugs, they're bringing crime, they're rapists, and some, I assume, are good people.
Uh-huh. Yeah, that's literally not true, though. We already talked about the statistics. The illegal immigrants coming from Mexico, other than the fact that they came here illegally, commit less crime than white, native-born American people. They're committing less crime statistically. Trump talks out of his ass constantly. His economic advisors have stepped down because he doesn't listen to them. He tweets dumb shit that is just factually not backed up on Twitter. He claims that climate change is a Chinese conspiracy theory when it's literally not. 97% of the scientific community has come to the consensus that man-made climate change is literally going to result in the end of the world within the next 100 years if we're lucky. Like, Trump is a fucking...
What happened to us dying to climate change by 2019?
Nobody ever claimed that we're going to die to climate change by 2019. Nobody ever claimed that. The scientific community, that has never been scientific consensus. The claim was that we would lose a certain percentage... Nope. The claim was that we would lose a certain percentage of ice and that the sea level would rise a specific amount by 2020, and that is... We're on the road for that happening. It's already...
Did you know we're all supposed to be underwater by 2020?
No. That hasn't been the claim. No.
According to the scientists you're talking about.
So you don't believe that climate change is real?
I mean, I believe that the climate is changing, but I don't think it's that serious.
You don't believe that that man-made climate change is destroying the world? You're literally just denying science right now. You do realize that, like, this is the scientific consensus and you're a climate change science denier right now?
Alright, can we pick this up later? I gotta go.
Alright, bud, have a good day. Wait, before you go, can you say trans rights?
Why?
Because trans people deserve rights, right?
Fair, trans rights.
Okay, have a good day.
You're clipping that, aren't you?
I'm clipping this whole debate. It's going up on YouTube. But,
Shit. Okay.
alright, see you, dude.
I see ya.
Potentially.